makes me wanna holler, go away. I need more peace and hope and love. Where do I find it in this crazy old world? I need strategies, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio. Every time I listen, Lauren and David share strategies for living, and it makes me aware. I got strategies for living, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio.
Oh, you know, we need them. We need those strategies, don't we? Those strategies for living. Hey, folks, welcome. Welcome into this edition of Strategies for Living. I'm Dr. David McMillian. She is psychotherapist, PLPC Lauren Leon McMillian. Yes. Up on her shoulder is our producer.
Our trusty four-legged producer.
Our four-legged producer. And, you know, he's really in tune with today's program.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You should see him. He's cocking his head already.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the deal is, for all of us, right, our pets are reliable sources of love and joy and peace and companionship.
They're part of our family.
They're part of our family, yeah. But, you know, our pets are like us. Sometimes they can have some pretty stubborn physical health issues or emotional issues. They can have anxiety and fear and even aggression and behavioral problems. And we're going to talk with a repeat life strategist today.
One of the best.
One of the best, one of our favorites, Becky Chambers, because she's got a brand new book out, and it's called Energy Healing for Pets. Mm-hmm. Self-help guide to solving health and behavior problems with homeopathy and whole body vibration. And I got to tell you, whole body vibration, you know.
Oh, yeah. I've seen the effects in your life.
You've seen you've seen it with your own eyes. You also see me get on the machine every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I pretty much don't miss a day unless we're traveling or something like that. But it's amazing. It's amazing for people, and it's amazing for pets. Becky's going to talk about it with us today here on Strategies for Living. And she always brings a cornucopia of fantastic information. And I know today will be no different.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Folks, thank you for tuning in to Strategies. We appreciate you being here with us, and we appreciate our sponsors who make it all possible. The Robinson Film Center, and Azalea Cleaners, and Pintail Roofing, and Learning RX, and the Balanced Life Wellness Center, and Fertitta's Delicatessen, home of The Godfather, alligator, Italian sausage, and some pretty good muffies, too. Back in a moment with Becky Chambers, Energy Healing for Pets, today, right here on Strategies for Living.
Tune in daily, find the light. Healthy mind and spirits bright. Strategies for living strong. Feel the vibe, it won't go wrong. Body moves and soul aligned. Catch the rhythm, feel the time. Radio rehab every day. Chase those clouds of gray away. Your daily dose of radio rehab. Lift you up when skies seem trapped. Mind and body, spirits free. Living life in harmony.
Hey, welcome in. Welcome into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillian, David McMillian. Let's welcome into the program now Becky Chambers. We welcome her back. She is a natural health practitioner, teacher, author, president, and owner of Vibrant Health. where she specializes in the breakthrough body, mind, and energy therapies of homeopathy and whole body vibration. She is a world expert in WBV with 25 years of experience using and promoting it as an exercise and therapeutic system. And we welcome back Becky Chambers to Strategies. Becky, welcome.
Yes, welcome back.
Hey, hi, David and Lauren. It's so awesome to be here again. I'm just thrilled.
Well, you know, Becky, you've been here so often. We're going to name you a kind of a co-life strategist slash co-host if you're not
hey,
careful.
That sounds fine, and that's fine. And I'll be showing up on your doorstep one of these days.
All right.
Well, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to it. You know, you've written a lot of books, and we've had you on for Whole Body Vibration: The Future of Good Health, and Whole Body Vibration for Calming Inflammation. You've got a book for mental health. You've got a book for seniors. You've got a homeopathy plus whole body vibration, combining those two. And I am so excited about this new book, this newest book. And I'm going to hold the cover up to the radio here so people can see this, you know, because you see these eyes of this beautiful
little panda.
Yeah, looking back at you, and you're going to get this book. It's called Energy Healing for Pets, and I don't know, is this a first of its kind, Becky? I haven't seen anything like this out there.
Yeah, in a way, you know, I mean, there's a lot of books about homeopathy, and I've written quite a lot of books about whole body vibration.
Yeah.
But first of all, there's no books but this one about using whole body vibration with animals. This is the first that way. And, you know, I like to think that I bring something special for the homeopathy with pets. I think there's other books about it, but hey, Panda Bear is a very special dog.
Yes.
And its story is perfect. It is just perfect for helping people understand and learn about about homeopathy. Just an incredibly powerful, valuable system of medicine that applies to animals just as well as it applies to people.
Okay, so let's spend a little bit of time, because you've been on you've been on several times, as we've mentioned, but we may have some listeners out there today that are hearing for the first time, because now we're podcasting, and we have listeners in the United Kingdom, we have listeners in Japan, we have listeners in Australia. So maybe there's some people listening to us right now that aren't familiar. So let's talk about what is homeopathy, what is whole body vibration, and I'll ask our expert life strategist both of those questions.
Okay, so homeopathy is energy medicine, and it's got a long and well-documented history of starting over 200 years ago in Germany and traveling around the world. There's people around the world and entire countries that depend on homeopathy. It's very powerful. When using homeopathy, it's the most mind-blowing experience because you see how powerful energy is. You get to see. It's kind of like when a singer hits a note and a glass shatters.
Yeah.
Or when a wave is coming in at the ocean and it gets bigger, crests, and releases energy as it breaks. It is releasing negative energy, and you see really big effects in the physical world in terms of like your body, your physical health problems can get better. It promotes healing in a very powerful way. You can see changes practically overnight sometimes. It's just amazing, or even faster. I've seen it.
And the whole idea with homeopathy, is, and it's different from allopathic type of medicine, isn't it? Yeah. Explain how.
Very, very different.
Explain how.
Well, allopathic medicine is very drug-oriented, medicine-oriented, but the medicines are more designed as like sort of Band-Aids. And they also, so they can make your symptoms feel better quickly sometimes,
Right.
but they almost always have, well, they always have side effects, and often very negative side effects. So they're hurting you at the same time as helping you. And you start piling them on, it becomes like a downward spiral. It's not a good long-term plan. Yes, great for an emergency situation, but long-term, you need to go to the deeper roots of the problem and actually redirect your body so that it starts healing itself. So that's what homeopathy is all about. It's about releasing the driving force that's causing the problem in the first place, which is really more a mental state. You know, we all have trauma in our lives that we sort of store inside of us, and it affects our energy, and that affects our physical body.
Yeah.
So it's a way of really addressing the very root cause of a problem.
All right. Then whole body vibration. How would you describe that to someone who maybe is not familiar with that term?
Whole body vibration is body, mind, and spirit. And it's a very physical thing that you can really see happening. It's booming worldwide because on the physical level, it has this incredible, amazing property feature of 10 minutes working out on one of these physically vibrating plates gives you the benefits of an hour of conventional weight training.
Wow.
Who doesn't love that idea, right?
Yeah,
and we all have sedentary lifestyles these days. So even our animals who are, stuck in a house with us, or a building, apartment in the city, and that's not good. You need movement.
Right.
So it's a quick, easy, fast way of getting exercise and movement into your life in your house. You can do it at home, and that's revolutionary right there, but it's also working on a mental level with a massive stimulation of your brain and your nervous system from all that vibration. But good, it's good for you. Sometimes people worry it might not be good for their brain, but the right kind of vibration is fantastic for your brain. And then spiritually, it's actually working on an energetic level as well. So body, mind, and spirit, very, very powerful. And it's being used by athletes around the world and racehorses. Yes, they are cutting the edge with this. They're like making, opening the gates, the floodgates, using it with animals. And they've been doing that for 15, 20 years now. It's booming with racehorses and show horses.
I think that's fantastic. Now, folks, as you're listening to us, if you want an idea visually of what Becky's talking about, go to her website, bcvibranthealth.com. Just remember Becky Chambers. So bcvibranthealth.com, and you can see some of the whole body vibration machines that Becky has helped really spread throughout the nation and the world. You said something about pets just a moment ago that they're actually more similar. You and Lauren and I and all of us are really more similar than we might realize to our pets, aren't we?
It's really quite mind-boggling, actually, how similar they are on some levels. Obviously, I'm not saying they can read and write books the way I do, but or you're reading books and writing. Maybe I don't know what you write, but on an emotional level and a physical level, animals are, especially herd animals like dogs and horses,
right?
Very, very similar to people because that part of our brain developed early in evolution. So it was later on that our species branched off and developed that huge cerebellum or cerebral cortex that does all the higher level thinking that we consider very human. But on the emotional level, and this is like something that anybody who has a dog or a cat or a horse can tell. They will tell you, especially dogs, because they're so adapted to living with us.
Right.
You can't look at your dog and feel like, I know, you're hungry. You're telling me, hurry up, feed me.
Right. Right.
So obvious. And they love you.
Yeah.
They
Absolutely.
feel love. I am utterly convinced. And the science is there, starting to be there to show that on an emotional level, they are very similar to us. And that is why homeopathy, which is really about the mind, your thoughts and your emotions at its root level, is super effective and very easy to translate. Okay, this is working with people, it works with animals too. And honestly, farmers have been using homeopathy for hundreds of years now.
Yeah.
Very, very effectively.
Yeah.
And so do veterinarians who are, cutting edge natural health veterinarians use homeopathy very, very effectively.
Yeah.
Are pets more tuned in to energy than humans? What have you noticed in your experience?
I have to say, yes, I think so.
Yeah.
You're right, Lauren. You're absolutely right. And it's so fascinating. I think it's because they don't have that big cerebral cortex, which is so busy all the time, like formulating plans and
blocking
your life, and you got to do this and that.
Yeah,
Right.
and blocking and coming up with all the reasons. Hey, this is all the reason it won't work.
It ends up blocking.
Yeah.
Energy healing for pets. That's Becky Chambers' new book. It's a self-help guide to solving health and behavior problems with homeopathy and whole body vibration. You can find it wherever you buy books. You can also check it out at bcvibranthealth.com. Becky Chambers, our life strategist today, here on Strategies for Living. Much more to learn, much more to come. Don't go away. Stay right where you are.
From the bayou to your table, we're keeping it alive with flavors from the family, passed down to survive. The Godfather's here with a twist in the tail. Alligator Italian sausage, and it sure won't fail. It's the boss of the bayou, a taste you can't refuse. Italian tradition, Cajun infused. Godfather sausage, bold and true. The Padres bringing the bayou to you.
Get the Godfather Alligator Italian Sausage only at Fertitta's Delicatessen, 1124 Fairfield Avenue in Shreveport. Pick up a muffy while you're there. The Godfather Alligator Italian Sausage. It's a taste you can't refuse. Sold only at Fertitta's, 1124 Fairfield Avenue in Shreveport. Dealing with stress, pain, feel like you're running out of options? When your life is balanced, wellness is a given. True wellness is holistic. It's about the mind, the body, and the spirit, all in balance. Now, there's a place right here in Shreveport that's all about helping us achieve peak mental, emotional, and physical health. The Balanced Life, 117 Kings Highway, right next door to Strawn's. Come see and feel the difference getting your life in balance can be. Many of your friends and neighbors have already learned the difference less stress and pain mean in their lives. You can book a discovery session right now online, thebalancedlife.us. All you've got to lose is stress, pain, or maybe both. Come see and feel for yourself the real difference balanced wellness makes. The Balanced Life Wellness Center, 117 Kings Highway in Shreveport, next door to Strawn's, thebalancedlife.us.
Facing the same old problems day to day makes you want to holler, get away. Looking for the road that'll get me there. Looking for hope and peace to spare. Looking for strategies. Strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio.
Oh, looking for them strategies. Strategies, and we found them. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillian, David McMillian with Becky Chambers. Becky's got lots and lots of books out, and you can find them at bcvibranthealth.com. And we all love our pets. And her newest book Man, we've been waiting for it. It's called Energy Healing for Pets, Self-Help Guide to Solving Health and Behavior Problems with Homeopathy and Whole Body Vibration. And I mentioned this cover. This is Panda Bear on the cover of the book, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
So
that's Panda Bear at 12 weeks.
You can't resist. Who could resist?
And Panda Bear is a dog, by the way.
Yeah.
Not a panda.
Not a panda. No, Panda Bear. But he's a black and white, so he kind of looks Panda Bear.
You can tell where he gets his name for sure.
All right, so tell us what got you into using homeopathy and whole body vibration for Panda Bear. What's the story?
Well, Panda Bear is a doll of a dog. I mean, he's incredibly adorable. And I got him as a baby. He was 11 weeks old, and fell in love with him immediately.
Right.
But within, honestly, 1 week, he was getting sick. He had diarrhea, and then ear infections were like plaguing him for months. And we'd go to the vet, and they'd want to put, give me antibiotics for his ear, and eventually they were telling me, okay, he has long fuzzy fur and floppy ears, and he's going to be prone to ear infections. He's going to need constant care. You're going to be washing his ears out every week, and he's still going to get ear infections, and it's just going to be his life. But I do homeopathy, and I know that
you weren't ready.
A lot you can do.
Yeah, you weren't ready to accept that. Yeah. No
way. So we got going with a homeopathic program, and the thing was that I knew his story, and you can read their body language and you can understand just by looking at them what's going on to some extent emotionally.
Yeah.
So he just been uprooted from his home. He'd lost his family. He'd been sent across the country in a car to me.
Right.
And it was actually the second time in a short period of time that this had happened to him. And he was grieving that he'd lost his family. He was fearful. He was scared. He was a little baby who'd been, taken from his family. Who wouldn't be, right?
So he had some grieving and some trauma going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I swear, and so that's what I thought, but I proved it because the remedies that I gave him. Now, remember, I'm telling you, homeopathy is really all about the mind, and you have to think about what is the mental state associated with the remedy that you're choosing, as well as the physical state.
Right.
So I was giving him remedies that were known to heal ear infections, but that also correlated to grief and fear and trauma and being all alone and where did my mom go and things like this. And what do you know? Within a few months, we've healed all the ear infections, and I had stopped using the antibiotics. Well, I would use them a little bit here and there when I needed it to keep him safe.
Right.
But mostly I was using a lot of homeopathy.
Right.
And within a few months, they're gone completely. And he never had another one again. That was it. He's done. And he's still got floppy, fuzzy, furry ears, let me tell you.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't matter how much fur is in his ears. He never gets an ear infection anymore. However, that wasn't the end of the story because homeopathy is it's really about helping you or, the individual change. And grow and sort of surmount their life challenges.
Yeah.
Which is so exciting and so fantastic that we can do that.
Yeah.
So so he changed, and his physical he got over like the deep fear, the deep sort of the initial phases of this situation. But then he developed eye infections. He started having a whole series of eye infections, and we went through the whole thing again, and he needed some different remedies because he's developing, he's getting a little older, he's got new issues coming up as he's growing up, and pretty soon I fixed the whole eye infection, and he never got an eye infection again.
Wow.
And then we had to deal with digestive system problems. And that was a fascinating series of remedies that helped him again grow and get stronger. In the end, we went through about 4 different chronic health problems that each time the vet would end up telling me, this is just a lifelong problem he's going to have. You're going to need to take these medications and give them to him. And they might cost $200 a shot, a pop, but you're going to have to do that for the rest of his life to deal with this problem. Like at one point he had like a skin rash on the underneath his body, his underside, which was allergies, skin allergies. And it was like, holy cow, they have a new drug for this, $200 every four weeks, and he'll be fine. But you got to keep doing that for the rest of his life.
Wow.
Yeah. And plus veterinary medicine, with no disrespect to allopathic or veterinary medicine, if you're going to use that powerful medicine, it also has side effects for pets as well as humans.
Yeah, and I was using Western medicine and veterinary medicine because they are fantastic for an emergency situation.
Sure.
I just want people to realize that you may not need to be stuck there forever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So anyway, Panda Bear is now completely drug-free, healthy as a horse, no problems at all, no chronic problems, healed everything. And that's the power of homeopathy.
Wow.
The other interesting thing here to me, Becky, is, the pharmaceutical companies hate to hear sometimes, the word, the P word, right? Placebo, right? And they hate it. They hate it. And that can't, with pets, I mean, that can't be a factor because they don't have a belief, right? That gets in the way, right?
That's right. That's right. There's, no placebo situation here. And, maybe I'm like completely bonkers, right? And I just imagining that he's getting better, although that'd be pretty hard to do. But hey, there's farmers with cows and there's veterinarians all over the place. There's animals all over the place getting better.
Yeah.
So, I'm not alone in seeing this, and it's a real effect, which is fantastic for the animals and for people because it works for people too.
The book, again, the name of the book, folks, is Energy Healing for Pets: The Self-Help Guide for Solving Health and Behavior Problems with Homeopathy and Whole Body Vibration. And you can find it wherever you buy books, or you can certainly get it through Becky's website, bcvibranthealth.com. Becky, you also work with people in terms of consulting, and especially with both the whole body vibration and the homeopathy. You work with people all over, right? Doesn't matter where they are physically.
I do.
You can work
around
with
the world,
people
which is really fun.
Around the world. Yeah, around the world. And so, if people want to contact you, of course, there's a ton of information in the book, how to get started with this. And so there's a lot here. But, some of us may feel like, well, we need a little help. We need a little help to get going or to get started. So are you available for that?
Oh, absolutely. I love to do homeopathy. It's hard to get me to stop. But yeah, sure. The book is, as you're sort of saying and mentioned, it's a self-help guide. So it will help you learn how to do this for yourself because homeopathy is something you can learn about. You can buy these remedies online. They're available all over the place, actually, at this point. Well, Amazon's huge, but there's also homeopathic stores where you can buy them.
Right.
And you just learn how to do it, and you're in control. You can fix things yourself, and it's very inexpensive, let me tell you. These remedies are like $10 for a month's supply, and then you're done. Don't forget, too, you're not stuck on it forever.
Right. And when we're working with pets, do they take the same? It's the same exact homeopathy medication, well, not medication, but treatment that
it sure is.
Wow.
It sure is. And that's that is pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah.
To see that.
So there's all kinds of places. Amazon, you mentioned Amazon, and there's other sites that you mentioned. You've helped me, Becky, and you've sent me to the local health food store, and to get the homeopathic remedies. But it's like the higher potency remedies actually, it's like less is more. I'm not sure I understand all of that, but but it's the case with homeopathy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But you're getting less of the molecular atoms that the substance that you're originally starting with,
right?
But you are getting more of the energy because the process of making these remedies, the height of the energy wavelength gets bigger.
Right.
It becomes a stronger energy wave. So that's the higher the potency of the remedy, the bigger the energy wave, and the less of the original substance, which makes it that's why toxicity is non-existent with homeopathy, because you are not really getting any of the original physical substance. You're getting the energy.
You're
only.
getting the energy only. I mean, if you tested it, there's no molecule left anymore of whatever it is the remedy is. This is fascinating stuff. Energy healing for pets. That's Becky Chambers' new book, and it's a self-help guide to solving health and behavior problems with homeopathy and whole body vibration. Becky Chambers is our life strategist. You can get the book wherever you buy books, and you can find Becky at bcvibranthealth.com. But stay here with us. We've got more to learn today here on Strategies for Living with Becky Chambers. Be right back. You're going to see the difference. When you go to Azalea Cleaners, you'll hear about it too. Azalea Cleaners has been fine dry cleaning since 1958, plus laundry, alterations and repairs, comforters, wedding gown cleaning and restoration. You'll hear about it from your friends because they'll see it too. They'll notice the Azalea difference. Azalea is convenient. 732 Azalea Drive, 9220 Ellerby Road, and 9227 Mansfield Road. Plus, the front door of your home or business with Azalea's delivery on demand. Just text SETUP to 249-8283, and Azalea will pick up your clothes and deliver them back clean and fresh to you. You can't get closer than that. That's the Azalea difference. You'll notice it right away. Others will too. The Azalea difference. Fine dry cleaning since 1958. Text SETUP to 249-8283 and get the Azalea difference. AzaleaCleaners.com.
Hi, this is Jay Merle for Pintail Roofing. Let's talk about quality. When you hire Pintail to build your roof, here's what you can expect. Quality and quality control are the most important concerns for us at Pintail, and you need to know that Pintail stands tall with swift and professional performance on any warranty call. This is our most important policy. And remember, we're your neighbors. We'll be here for you for the long haul. Our family's lived here for over 100 years, and we aren't going anywhere. On the commercial side of Pintail's business, our fluid-applied roofing solutions can save thousands of dollars over conventional commercial roofing options. Call Pintail at 226-ROOF for a free inspection of your home or commercial building. That's 226-7663. Pintail Roofing. What's the condition of your roof?
Life gets hard along the way. Gotta get through it day by day. We get strategies right here. Strategies for Living Radio.
Oh, we got them. We got them. We especially have them today.
Oh, yeah.
We try to have them every day, but man, Becky Chambers is giving it to us today. Times, high potency.
There you go.
There we go. Becky Chambers is our life strategist today. Her new book is Energy Healing for Pets. we all love our dogs and cats and whatever else we might
Guinea
have.
pigs and fish
Yeah,
and rats.
and so energy healing for pets will help you learn both homeopathy and whole body vibration for your pets, and will also, again, we're way more similar than we give ourselves credit for with our animal friends.
Yeah.
And so you'll learn how to help yourself with this too. With the whole body vibration, Becky, so if I want to give Pocket whole body vibration, can I just hold him in if he's Pocket's a smaller dog, does he get the effects of whole body vibration if I hold him in my arms when I'm doing whole body vibration, or are there different ways that we go about doing that?
Well, that's a fantastic way to start with a small animal, because it's very gentle then, and because they're going to feel safe because they're in your arms.
Right.
So that would be a terrific way to start, and eventually, they might feel comfortable enough so they'd be comfortable standing on the plate themselves. And it wouldn't be bad for them. They actually, they've done a lot of research with mice on little plates. Well, big plates, regular sized plates, and little mice. And it's good for them.
Yeah.
But I would suggest with your pet that you do start, and it's always important with vibration and animals that you don't force them to do something that's scaring them.
Right.
Introduce them gradually and slowly, and pay attention to whether they're okay with it, and don't force them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let them adjust to it.
I guess by now Panda Bear looks forward to the whole body vibration sessions.
Well, what's interesting is I did all of what I did with Panda Bear mostly with homeopathy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because his problem was really more of a mental thing than anything else.
Okay.
Fear was driving his problems more than anything else. Fear and grief. But he had a really deep fear of a car, being in a car. He was so convinced that if you put him in a car and he goes for a drive, he might never come back again.
Well, that kind of makes
his
sense.
Family and his home again.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Well, yeah, it happened to him twice, so he was convinced.
Yeah.
Vibration is particularly good on a physical level for musculoskeletal system, especially with the animals. So they use it with racehorses and show horses who have all that amazing stress on their legs.
Right.
And for older dogs, it's really fantastic for arthritis. It's great for people with arthritis too, and bone density for people.
Yep.
Inflammation, yes, but I was mostly focused on Panda Bear's fear and grief and emotional states. So that's where homeopathy is going to really shine and be able to do what nothing else can do.
Is there anybody who should stay away, or any pet that we have where we should stay away from either whole body vibration or homeopathy? Are there any contraindications? In either case.
Homeopathy, no. There's almost no contraindications as long as you were using very gentle. You have to learn about it and be sure to use very gentle homeopathy with animals. They do need gentle, and the sicker an animal is, the gentler you go, and that's true with people. Now, whole body vibration is a very powerful system. There are some new machines. I have a new machine out that has what's called extremely low, it has low intensity vibration, and it's extremely gentle. It's really very much like a cat purring next to you, right? And maybe if you could stand on a cat without hurting them, it's like that amount of vibration though.
Yeah.
And that one does not have any official contraindications. The FDA considers it no contraindications.
Wow.
I would still recommend a little bit of caution because it is a huge stimulation of your nervous system and your brain. So certain conditions, and they're in all my books, and it's on my website. It's in the manuals that come with the machines. Bigger, more powerful vibration, then you really do need to be careful because like too big a stimulation of your nervous system and shaking like nerves that are like pressed, being like, say you had acute herniated discs where the
Right.
nerve is being pressed on by the bone. You don't want to rub that bone on the nerve. That would
Right.
irritate it more.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, you need to learn about it. It's very powerful system and fantastic. Where else can 10 minutes give you the benefits of an hour of conventional weight training, right?
Absolutely.
And build bone density. But just like, kind of a lot of exercises, you want to be careful and you don't want to try to run a marathon when you're learning when you're just getting going with walking.
Now,
So learn about it a bit.
We started the show talking about how similar our humans are to our pets. Do you see our pets as mirrors for our own energetic and emotional states?
That does happen.
Okay.
That I can see that does happen, and it's really interesting. Like, there's this phenomenal homeopath, world famous homeopath, and he actually wrote the foreword for my book, and he talks about that situation and how that animals do that, our pets do that, and it's a sign of their love for us when they're doing that, and they're taking on our energetic state and reflecting it back at us, and it's almost like a homeopathic dose.
Yeah.
Remedy.
Yeah.
Because that's what a homeopathy is, actually. It is reflecting back to you the same thing you're already in at a very carefully graduated level that will help you release it.
Yeah.
And heck, your animals are doing that.
yeah.
So that's powerful, isn't it?
Yeah. In
amazing.
that same vein, have you found that as the pet heals, their human also experiences healing?
Oh, how interesting. Yeah, that makes sense, especially if they notice they're in the same energy and, hey, I'll take a couple of doses of this too.
little synergetic healing going on here. This is such.
I want some too.
Yeah, let me have some of that.
Reflect
This
that
is
back.
this is such interesting stuff. Now, folks, if you want more information, we could spend another 3 hours and not run out of questions for Becky Chambers. Unfortunately, we can't do that. But what you can do is you can do a couple of things. Go get Energy Healing for Pets or any of Becky's other wonderful books, and you can find all of those at bcvibranthealth.com. Energy Healing for Pets is a self-help guide to solving health and behavior problems with homeopathy and whole body vibration for our pets. It's about time. And Becky Chambers, we could count on her to do it, and she's done it and shared it with us right here on Strategies for Living. We'll be right back. Hey, let's talk about the Robinson Film Center. I say it a lot. There's no place like the Robinson.
Absolutely, there is not.
617 Texas Street, downtown Shreveport. You've got so much. You got the movies. You got Abby Singer's Bistro on the second floor of RFC, open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Saturday.
Newly remodeled.
Absolutely. Great menu. RobinsonFilmCenter.org is the way you check it all out. You can go to RobinsonFilmCenter.org at any time and find out what movies are showing. Here's the deal. You want to join the crowd, join the fun, become a member. When you become a member, you become a star. You get discounts on movies, you get concession upgrades, you get bistro deals. RFC, 617 Texas Street in downtown Shreveport. I'll say it again. There's no place like the Robinson.
There is not, and I'm glad we have one right here.
Absolutely. The RobinsonFilmCenter.org.
Reading begins not in the classroom, but in your child's brain. I'm Donisa Walker with Learning RX Shreveport. If your child struggles to read, maybe he or she has trouble focusing or comprehending, Learning RX Shreveport offers a science solution to reading problems, working one-on-one with your child, targeting his or her reading skills. Today, call Learning RX Shreveport. Make an appointment to have your child assessed. I know you want to help your child, so does Learning RX Shreveport.
And welcome back. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillian, David McMillian, with Becky Chambers as our life strategist today. Energy Healing for Pets is her brand new book, Self-Help Guide to Solving Health and Behavior Problems with Homeopathy and Whole Body Vibration. And you can check Becky out at bcvibranthealth.com. You know, Becky, the only issue I've got, as I mentioned last segment, we never have enough time when you come and are a wonderful life strategist with us. But what do you want to leave us with today? What's the message that you
know
want
what
us
I was going to tell you? Okay, so folks, get out there, get this book, get started on your journey. And I want to tell you that this is how I got going with homeopathy and changed my life. It started with a dog that I had, and I went and I got a book. She'd been having a health problem, and it was driving me nuts, and I kept going to the vet and spending a lot of money. Then I tried a homeopathic remedy, and boom, it was over. I was freaking blown away. But 5 minutes after I gave her that remedy, she stopped needing to go outdoors every freaking 5 minutes with a bladder infection issue.
Wow.
I was blown away.
I
yes,
can
and I
understand.
did that on my own. You people, you have the power. You can do it. You can change your life. You can change your animal's life. And this is an incredible tool to help you change your life.
All right, to get started, go get this book, Energy Healing for Pets. Becky Chambers, thank you for being a great life strategist as always. Lauren, thank you. Go get the book, Energy Healing for Pets, bcvibranthealth.com. Thank you, folks, for tuning in, and we appreciate our sponsors making Strategies for Living possible. The Robinson Film Center, and Azalea Cleaners, and Pintail Roofing, and Learning RX, and the Balanced Life Wellness Center, and Fertitta's Delicatessen, home of the Godfather, alligator Italian sausage, and some pretty good muffies, too. If today were the last day of your life, you only had one more phone call that you could make, who would you call? And what would you say? And why are you waiting? Make the call. For Becky Chambers and for Lauren Leon McMillian, I'm David McMillian. See you next time right here on Strategies for Living.